Do you want to be my sister? No one wants to be your sister.
If you had another sister, then what would you name her?
No, I don't need another sister. I'm Moko-chan.
Doom? The entire day saying, I'm Callie, I'm 4, I'm Callie, I'm
so
4.
cute. Six, seven.
Wait, I know how to say this.
Wait, but I want to kill more people.
Oh, you found your moo.
Person here.
I think we need to cancel Monday and skip immediately to Tuesday, and that way we can stop vilifying Mondays.
고맙네.
Huh? She said my
got it,
government name. That's how mad at me she was.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, go.
Boo, jump scare, oh my god. Yeah, it's me. It's not actually an hour-long, full animated feature film. It's just me yapping. I mean, I'm gonna change the title after a day or two. It's just me talking about behind the scenes for each video. I'm gonna make sure to put some timestamp along the way. If you are only interested on one animation, feel free to just skip to that if you want to. I want to say thank you to the Patreons and channel members. Put their names here, my future self. Please, editor, put them here. The editor is just me. So yeah, this video is brought to you by myself and this people. Very cool, right? Thank you. You made this possible, and I'm very thankful for all the financial support that you guys give me. So yeah, okay, let's jump right into it. So the programs I use is TV Paint. Majority and all of it is mostly done in TV Paint. Also used Moho for only one instance, for just this one shot that I used. My future self is probably putting the clip here, but we'll open the project file later on so that you can see how it works. So I'm using Premiere Pro for editing, like adding the watermark, and After Effects for compositing. So compositing is like putting the animation on layers, like the background in order so that it doesn't look bad as much. I only use it for like few animations. I didn't use it for all of them. We have PureRef. So PureRef is just an image board. It's like a mood board kind of things. And then Audacity for audio editing. And then Filmo is like a website where you can go in and type a sentence or a word and then type a YouTube channel. When you press enter, the website will then scour through heaps of content in that YouTube channel that you assign, in which those words or sentences through closed captions. So it's really useful if you have made up dialogues or like made up scenarios in your head. So that's all the stuff that I used, I think. I'm not sure if I use something else, but yeah. I mean, YouTube for frame by frame reference. I'm just gonna say that here now because you can do frame by frame reference on YouTube if you press the less than or greater than. Or I guess, I mean, you're looking at it on the keyboard. My future self probably put like an infomercial there. But yeah, the brushes that you see here on screen is available on my Gumroad. So as you can see, it's this one's. The program that you're looking at right now is TV Paint. And you'll be able to tell how long this video took to edit because you can see here the date. This is my setup. So this is pure ref on the right screen. Let me just pull up the program here so you can see it precisely how it looks. All this stuff I downloaded or got from the internet, like screenshots of this and Help Taker, because I like the Help Taker style. But yeah, so this is obviously off script, and some of them are my drawings because I need to also do model sheets myself. But yeah, these are model sheets that are available on Twitter, and the VTubers themselves, they usually post them when they debut, so you just really have to scour hard enough to get them. The drawing tablet that I use is XP Pen Artist Pro 16 Gen 2. This was sent over to me by XP Pen to review. It works perfectly. I had to swap to the new one because for some odd reason the old one, I still want to use it, but when I was using it and I updated to Windows 11, for some reason there were some glitchiness happening, so yeah, so I just swapped to the new one. And I also use this when I'm working over to my friend's place because I sleep over to their place sometimes. We'll get into that. I'm going to tell some stories about that later on. And the PC that I'm using, I built it back in 2020. My friend Kirby helped me pick the parts back then. This was again 2020 COVID, so that was cool of them to help me out. And just a fun fact, in the middle of building my PC, I was also working on the HoloLive parody opening while also studying animation, making my student film. Cool, right? Multitasking, I can do that. So this is the posters. Let's zoom into this if we can. So yeah, some of this are made by my friends. I painted this one when Gura left HoloLive. Anyways, so why am I doing this? What's the reason of doing this marathon of animations? Now, obviously, the idea came from Teleportal, and Teleportal converted the idea from Inktober, so that's not difficult to imagine that I'm just riffing off from that idea, and I had to make it kind of easier for me because it's not COVID anymore. We're not stuck inside. Yes, I was unemployed, but I still have to attend to other stuff and socialize, right? I stockpiled a lot of stuff, so I was technically kind of 27 days ahead of time at some point. I mean, at the start, I am 27 days ahead of time, but yeah, it was cool. And the core concept of this is that I have so much funny bits in my head that revolves around the HoloLive. It's just there's so much ideas, and I want to just have them happen, and you can already kind of tell which ones they are. I initially wanted to do this when the ad rev was up, which is the December, the holidays, and I couldn't make it in time. Also, if you haven't noticed, by the way, because this is an hour-long video, you can sit back, relax, get some water and popcorns, like just yeah, it's gonna be a long video. Why make this video? It's to like celebrate this whole thing, like to be able to appreciate it more, because there's so much things going on, and you're just seeing the end result, right? So yeah. And how did I make all of this? 4 stages of creative process. I can count in research as the stockpiling of like the playlist, because I really just have a playlist where all the ideas that I have. Research is technically just doom scrolling, just scroll. It's bad because as an artist, if you're going to art school, usually we're told to get inspiration from our own experience, or like to be original, express yourself. Lately, through the advent of internet, we've been living vicariously through someone else, or like just watching and consuming and everything. It's hard to not make content out of that. You're gonna be chewing on that thought for the rest of this video if you want to, but there's no really like a philosophical message for here. Next is development. So development is just brainstorming or sharing the idea to your friends. You trust them enough that they won't steal the idea. It's really difficult to find this kind of friends. So I want to say special thank you to Neko Bandito and Lou, because technically I just shared them my idea. This 2-person are into HoloLive or VTubers in general. They're nice enough to give me their reactions, and I am able to gauge whether this idea is good enough on its own, or it's kind of finicky that I have to kind of make it work. So yeah, we get into a discussion sometimes. I just send them a screenshot or a rough, and then they'll be able to like say that this is good, like keep working on it. But rarely do they give me suggestion. They don't. They just question whether why is this funny. The other 2 special person here, Haru and Erin Yi, they are my friends in real life. They're not into VTubers. They don't watch VTubers. I mean, they know what VTubers are, but they don't regularly watch it as compared to me, where I consume it like almost every day. They are my real friends. They sell art in conventions, but they don't sell like whole life related art. So if you're interested of their stuff, I'm linking their Instagram and TikTok in the description. But yeah, they help me out by, you know, just giving me any kind of reaction about the stuff that I show. It's really a good engagement that I get from them, because I imagine the people who click on my video usually are already into Hololive. But if I am able to entertain people who don't watch Hololive, and even if I do have to explain the joke behind them and they're able to appreciate it, then that's good enough for me. Next is the execution, is just the production, how much time it takes to make. Because I have so much experience on making stuff for myself, I'm already thinking ahead of like the style. If I'm drawing in the middle of drawing the final like kind of line art that I'm doing and it takes a lot of time to make, then I'm scratching it off, just start over. It happened a lot throughout this project, but we'll mention it later. And then the delivery is just scheduling it ahead of time. How much time I'm giving myself by shifting the dates that they are going out. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to keep on track of the dates that got shifted. So this is my routine. I almost work 16 hours a day, because yeah, and if I don't count like break time, yeah, it is 16 hours a day. Or if I don't count eating or like cooking for myself, technically 16 hours a day. So yeah, when I say this is within a day, then that means 16 hours was spent on it. So yeah, so I wake up at 6 a.m. I didn't want to make the joke here, but I try as hard as I can to start at 7 a.m. Usually, I think the majority is 8, but I turn on my computer at 7 a.m. at that point, and like I'm making coffee and stuff. But yeah, I technically, as soon as I sat down, it's hard for me to get off and just stop drawing, because that's it. I did schedule my uploads on 10 a.m. That's because the YouTube trends, like analytics and stuff. No, it doesn't matter, because like if I uploaded them and by the time that the video gets to them, because they have to go through a lot of stuff that they are behind, by the time that they get my video, they're already checking out probably. So might as well upload it on the 12 a.m. And also I want to mention this, because when I start at 7 a.m, okay, I'm sitting down, I'm working, and I keep checking my phone because, oh, it's not 10 yet. And when it's 10, I'm like, oh, let's read the comments. Bro, it just came out. No one's gonna put that much comment because it just came out. You know, so my head is like just needed this reaffirmation of like, oh, is my thing funny, or did people am I getting +1s +2 in the comment? No, it's, yeah, I know it's weird, but it works like that. My brain just default like that. Maybe I should work on it, but yeah, initially I wasn't like this, but because of this, it does get in the way, because yeah, I should be productive. My brain is thinking like I should be productive right now, but I'm craving affirmation on the thing that I worked on for so long, or like that's kind of bad, I guess. I don't know, but in the same way, it is a break. Like I am taking a break, a short break from working. But when it was like half of the February, I started changing it to the 12th a.m. That way, I sleep, I wake up, I read the comments, some of the comments. Also, I read all the comments. This means that if you have a comment that is or withheld by YouTube, I can read them. And some of them are crazy. Some of them are hater or rage baiting. It's funny. I just let them through. And after that, my productivity just went up again. So that was nice. Anyways, we're going with the order that got finished. So the first one that I actually finished is the Day5, which is the Gigi, Maureen, and Reko animation. So this one, we're gonna open this and just so we can see all the stuff. So this one, it has 7 shots, as you can see here. 7. It's really inspired by this one video I saw in YouTube made by Molo. I did feel like I was a genius when I did this like transition here, where okay, Gigi turned the book, you know, closed it, and then the book became like the door, and then yeah. But technically, it's the reverse. This thing happened first. Like she always like, oh, and who are you? And then Gigi went along and, you know, read the book. So yeah, some people mistook this as like graduation Shiori, but no, it's in Reko. This took like half a day to make this part here. You can see the first frame was posted in Twitter. So yeah, this thing, the mirrors or like the glass breaking, that took like 3 hours to do, or 4 hours, less than 4 hours, definitely less than 4 hours to do. So yeah, and then after this, on January 11th, I attended a Holo meetup event. It's not official Holo Live, it's just local. So I went there to get to see this there, behind the scene kind of. And then when I showed this to them, they were thinking, oh, are you gonna do like a Risu animation? They didn't know that I was gonna upload daily next month, but they were just wondering if I was gonna make a Risu animation, because Risu's birthday is coming up, and I thought to myself, maybe, I don't know. Well, we'll see, right? Because I was already like making this stuff. So and then after that, I finished and polished number 9, day 9, and day 11. They are the trend that was popular in Instagram. The I'm not cute anymore. They have 4 cuts. I mean, this is another cut, but I just extended it and for the loop. But yeah, there are like 4 cuts in them, and it's really simple. It's straightforward. I'm brushing through day 5, 9, and 11 because I don't think I did any kind of crazy techniques on them. They're really just straightforward, animated as it is. I mean, there are some rough animation, rough pass, but it's nothing crazy. Especially this one is like it's a easy shape to redraw as it is. Obviously, I animated it first and then colored it in. So we can skip here and go to 4. Now we can actually dive into some of the techniques and corners that I had to cut. I'll try to go chronological here. So let's go with the first shot. And I saw Nutshell animation, and I know Psycho Stick already. Initially, I wanted to do Gura, because they did like 1 to 6, what happened to 3 and 4, like all that stuff. But they don't mention like 4 or something. So I just didn't do that. I did this because of the clip Callie had in their Chadcast, where she shares the story of like, I'm 4, I'm Callie, I'm 4, which is really cute. And I also kind of wanted to animate this shot here originally. So yeah, so here we are. I'm gonna show some stuff here. Mind you, I did everything in 1 layer. What I mean about that is that the coloring on the hair here and the cleanup already is on 1 layer, and I redrew everything, almost everything, except for this part here, the arm at the end. This arm stayed the same. I just reused the drawing, but as you can see, I redrew almost everything. So you probably noticed by now. Yeah, this is a mistake here. It's not filled. The last few frames there, the hair is not filled. So yeah. So how did I consistently able to have like the head shape or the volume of the head? Oh, I just noticed also not filled here. But yeah. I was able to do that because of my rough animation also. So yeah, it's like kind of, the head here is bigger a little bit, but yeah, the idea is to have the pose. But for the head shape, I use the shift and trace, which is, you have your previous onion skin, you grab it, and then you can like have this, and then you can resize it if you have them move closer or farther. But yeah, so how I did it, I have my light table toggled on. So I have this window, and then you press one of this, and you can move your onion skin, the previous one. You can also have like the other onion skins you have, like for example, here, like the 3rd frame. So yeah, so we'll get into that. I did kind of innovate on this later on, but it was on the late game of the challenge that I was able to innovate on top of it. And you can see here, each drawing stays for like on 3 exposures. So if you're not into animation, 3 means the drawing stays for 3 frames. And a better or easier explanation is that if you have 24 frames per second and your drawing stays for 12 frames, that means that drawing stays for half a second. So 3 would be like, a quarter of a second or something. I don't know. You know what I mean. So you have this also here, this shot. I do have a rough here, a rough pass. It's just this. And we have the cloak here at the bottom. I have it on a different layer this time. So yeah, there are some parts that is not colored filled in, like this one here. I just like pointing out my mistake. And this one is one of the things that I liked when I heard the dialogue or like the clip, because sometimes when I listen to the clip, I close my eyes and imagine the anime girls talk and have the expression. That's usually what I do. It's the same way as probably some animators when they dream about the music video that they want to do in their head. So when I heard IryS say, "Oh, that's so cute," I imagined them doing this motion or this, yeah, I really liked it and I really like how it turned out. I used the same technique. So if you are animating this kind of animation where the head moves left and right and you want to convey that with small amount of drawings, you can do it by shifting, by referring to the nose. Use the nose as your anchor. What I mean about that is that because when you animate, and depending on the style of the animation that you do, when you use the nose doesn't get stretched a lot. Especially in anime, they don't change the nose unless if it's like very exaggerated, cartoonishly expression. So you can use the nose as the anchor. So when you use the nose, how is that useful for like having a turnaround or faces that shakes left and right sometimes? It's useful because when you do it, you'll be able to have consistent distance between your eyes. She goes closer, so the head goes bigger. The consistency of the distance between the eyes is going to be the same if I do the shift and trace. And then same goes with everything else after that. As long as you always remember that if the center of your face here moves a little bit on there, then that means the ears here and everything will then move outwardly. They move a little bit outwardly to show more of them, because the bangs move closer here, so you can see more of that. And that goes the same way for the horns and everything. And the nose is the best because it doesn't change size. Yes, the eyes can change upwards, maybe, yeah, upwards, but they change width because of the perception. Like as soon as you get to the side view, they get right. That's the front view, and then 3/4 is this, or 3/4. The eyes here is gonna be thinner compared to here. This is gonna be smaller compared to there. So don't use those. Use the nose, because regardless if the nose is gonna be smaller or bigger, the point, the center point is gonna be the same. It won't change size. So yeah. For Bay here, I used an effect in TV Paint. It's called optical flow, which makes it so that the drawing does this wiggly effect, and it gives an illusion that it's redrawn, but technically it's just one drawing. As you can see here, it's just one drawing that wiggles. I mean it's 3 drawings here, but yeah, the last one is just wiggling Bay. Yeah. This one here, it's straightforward. It's just impact frames, The decision, though, I used a lot of the fill brush here so that you can imagine how this works. Fill brush is this. So I lower the opacity of like the initial drawing, like this one, and then I go on top of it, and like I go like this. So yeah, and then I imagine where is the light coming from. So it's just light animation, technically. So yeah. Oh, I also want to point out the mistake here. Didn't fill that in. Just use the fill brush for the majority of this here. You've already seen this. And this was different textured brush that is available in TV Paint, and also the ones that I made for myself. For the textured brush that I made myself, I have like a paper and a scanner. I like draw on top of it with different materials that I draw in different kind of papers, and then I scan it and then I import it in TV Paint and then use that as a texture. So yeah, some of them are my original textures, which is also available in Gumroad. So yeah, it's the same brush pack. So yeah, there's a mistake here. Keep your eye on the hair clip. So the hair clip flipped inwards. So yeah, the last shot I have here is just image manipulation. I just transform, I just did this, yeah, with a few drawings that are already available. It's just the same drawing. I could have drawn just this, but I was only giving myself like 3 or 4 days for each animation. I decided to like move on to the next one. So yeah, this again took 3 days to make. So January 16, 17, 18, I had to cat sit for my friend's cat. so I'm staying over at their place. So I worked on a lot of the animation. It was very productive days for me, for some odd reason. And it wasn't even my right workstation because I'm working on a laptop. So I worked on the 21st day, which is the Gigi twerking. I worked on number 12, which is IryS dancing. I worked on number 3, which is Doom Cat. And then I worked on number 8. I was sick that day, like near the end, Sunday, I think. Sunday morning. I puked. I was over my friend's place. I told him this story already, but yeah, I puked. And after that, I decided to, like, you know what, stop working and just watch anime for now. Just need to take a break. So I watched this anime. Here's my rating for it. I mean, yeah, it's an isekai, whatever. Anyways, so the next day on Monday, I finished and polished day 12. So day 12, a lot of people like the lip syncing a lot and also the dancing. So we'll get into the lip syncing first, and then we'll get into the dancing. So the lip syncing is, again, a little bit of straightforward, but I will try to explain as much as I could here. So the first thing I did was to have the head be on beat of the song. So I animated, not on the same layer. Also, I have like a rough. I don't have it anymore because sometimes I just use the rough layer as it is. So I'm sorry. But the first drawing was like this, and then the second drawing is like this, and then the third drawing is just this. I didn't have the fourth one until like when I was animating the lip syncing. I just decided to add it. I'm gonna play it with the audio so you can see it. So yeah, that's how it works. But the lip syncing is really just like this. So you keep an eye on the mouth and just look at how I decided of which mouth shapes I'm gonna use is while scrubbing through the audio. I also have my mouth shape in real life while drawing, like Nara. Okay, we hear that somewhere here, so I'm looking for it, and then I draw it, and it's just a bunch of like testing and reiteration. So yeah, so that's that. And then when I color, because I color it in the same layer, I use the fill brush, and in TV Paint you can choose to have your drawing, your tool to apply it behind, so like this. So yeah, which is cool. That also gives it an illusion that this stuff is not flipped, but the original is, the reality is they are flipped. So as you can see, they're flipped drawings. What made the illusion that they're not flipped drawings is the way that I filled this here. I did it by going frame by frame. So I go here, and then I do the color, and then I do the color. So I did that technically frame by frame, so that it gives an illusion that it's not flipped. And then also the asymmetrical thing. Later on, I learned to just make the drawing symmetricals, so that I can do the flip and then add the detail that doesn't make them symmetrical on a different layer. This time I just redrew the bangs because it's not symmetrical, as you can see here, right? So yeah, I can't really flip that, but you understand the concept. I have this to cut the workload. And for the animation, it's inspired by Mana Lily and Amen Zero. Like, the concept itself is off script, there's no doubt. You know, like, I have off script here, the animation they have. I didn't rotoscope it, obviously, as you can see. I only use it for timing. And what I mean about that is that I mark the extremes here. As you can see here at the bottom, I mark them so that I can tell when did the post happen, you know. So yeah, and I don't think it's in the same, maybe it's in the same frame rate, I guess. No, it's not even. Like, I'm going frame by frame, and their stuff is going faster than mine, or like have more drawings than mine probably. So yeah. So next is the day 3 animation. This is really simple. It's straightforward. You know, you have the drawing. I have the reference here. So it is kind of rotoscope in a sense that I'm tracing on existing thing. And I'm gonna point out a mistake here, which is the that, as you can see, the pattern on their cheek, it's gone there. Give me some slacks. I'm not good with rendering, and you know, I have to cut corners, so I was just really just make, and get the point across as fast as I could. Okay, so here, this is a good example of like the opposite of what I showed as a technique a while ago, which I used the nose as a anchor. But here, I decided to break the model, just cartoonishly animate Kiara as much as I can. So yeah, I just break the model, and I don't think there's any things that I have to say here that will help you out as an animator, other than maybe just look at a lot of things that gives you inspiration for expressions. For me, it's my friends. Whenever we play board game night and they give me silly faces because one is losing, one is not losing, like just all this stuff. It inspires me to give life new expressions in my animations. Sometimes I reuse for obvious reasons that are they're famous faces in the anime or stuff like that, recognizable faces. But yeah, other than that, use anything as a inspiration for expressions. So yeah, the Folds clothing is really organic. It was fun to animate and see how it works. And then in the same day, January 20, I finish also 8. Originally, I have a different version of this, which I worked on last year, but I didn't use this project file at all because it's a different format. It's a vertical format, and you can see the inspiration I have, which is Suave Savior. You can also tell like I use it as like a timing stuff, but yeah, I don't have that anymore in my original one that I have here, the one that got out. I scratched this because the style is Helltaker, and it takes a lot of time to make the style look accurate and stuff like that. And also, if I did that for Nerissa, I would probably have to do that for Fomoko, who's fighting in the background here. So I decided not to do that anymore. And also, finally, I changed the pose, obviously. I recorded myself with this. I'm not gonna explain what I was wearing, but as a reference, I recorded myself on my couch. Anyways, so here we have a green screen. Yeah, I didn't animate Kiara on the pool, so I just used the clip from an archive re-upload. So yeah, originally I didn't have Mokoko's dark sleeves here. I had to go back and add it when I started animating this. This is obviously traced, like the rese. It's nothing new. We're gonna go through frame by frame and follow this action sequence. Fun fact, I don't have a rough for this one. I don't have a rough pass for the Fuomoko fighting or over pondering. So let me turn off these drawings here. So as you can see, there's no Fuomoko at all. It's just Nerissa. And I also had to redraw Nerissa twice because initially she looked like this, and I wasn't happy with this. It looks it looks silly, but the pose and the angle is not good. So I decided not to use this instead. Didn't have a rough pass for this. It's just straight ahead, just this. So we have this Fuawa pointing and laughing at Mokoko. And this is when I decided to add the dark sleeves for Mokoko to see the movement. So that's when I went back ahead and added those. So she grabs the pondering and she notices that it's out of her hand. She's about to eat it, and then she grabs it over her shoulder, bumping into her, and then she puts it on top. She's about to drop it on her mouth. Mokoko sees this. She then tries to catch it. She catches it with her finger, and then Mokoko looks so cute. She's so cute. And then she grabs it. This face. If you have a sibling, you know this face. You know this face. You've experienced this. Definitely, if you're the youngest. And then she grabs it, and then that's when they shouting. I do have a mistake here that I will point out. The ears. I guess it works. It's just fine. But after I finished it and uploaded it, I was like, it's too late. I'll just keep it as it is. But the ears are too tall. They don't look like Fuomoko anymore. At some point, they're just like they're foxes. But I guess it's fine. It's okay. So I had this idea for so long, since July last year, and I got to finally execute it. I then had to make it look pretty and stuff. So that was nice. We watched Blade. Yeah, this is when I finished the third and the eighth animation. Around January 21, I have a dentist appointment. I went to the dentist. They gave me a medicine, and for 2 weeks, this medicine made me really hungry. It's antibiotics. So next is day 7, which is this one. The 6-7, the Raora 6-7. This one, it has 9 shots. I did a lot of cutting corners here. People will probably not notice it, but I'll mention it. Like you can tell, no lip syncing here. Very limited lip syncing, like the same drawings, just yeah. Here I have some mistakes here, as you can see. Like she started this size and then she just becomes smaller and smaller. What I should have done is grab this and then put it across everything and then use that as a reference. As you can see, like the size is so different. But yeah, I didn't do that. So if you're learning, if you want to learn from me, I suggest that if you choose to separate the animations in different layer, make sure to keep the volume consistency across. So yeah, if you follow my Twitter, you probably know the story already. But initially, I wanted to have Raora be the small cat again from the previous animation. That's the initial thought that I have while animating this. But then I looked at my desk and I have the Maneki Neko. Mother gave it to me, and special thanks also to my parents who were helping me out with groceries. Yeah, I was taking care of myself, but yeah, I already have this as an idea, the off script reference, or like inspired by off script. I changed the shots here, so the first 2 shots are the same. The third and the fourth shot are not the same as the original off script video, and this one is one of the shots. And then this one, I don't think it's the same at all. Originally didn't had the hands coming in, and I added it, and it's funnier. It's very funny. Yeah, I kept it there. And then I wanna share this so that people will know the animation is flipped. And funnily enough, it's around 6 or 7 drawings. Yeah, so 7, as you can see, it's flipped. The animation loops as it flips. So yeah, and then you have this. I added the shadows so that it gives an illusion that it's not flipped. And I also recorded myself as a reference for this. Funny, I know, cool, not really. And then on the next day, on January 25th, I realized what my friend told me a few weeks ago, which is birthdays. So I went ahead and looked at birthdays in February and I was like, fuck. What the hell, man? And then I saw Pekora did the 6-7. So the rest of the week, the last week of January, I'm just scouring through clips to make for birthday. And as the meantime, I'm also watching Taco P's Original Sin. Here's my rating for Taco P's Original Sin. Anyways, so I found the clips and then I decided to work on Fonmoko. So day 1 and day 2, they are very similar. So I'm gonna open them both at the same time. Day 1 is originally the animation is like supposed to be like this. It's just vertical up and down motion, but then I decided to add the arcs, so it's really a limited animation where I have the parts of the drawing, like the hair, the hands, the jawline, the body here, and then you have like the eyes, animated, drawn, redrawn, and stuff. The mouth also lip syncing. So I image manipulated them. So I animated it like like this. I did this before already with like very highly detailed texture drawings that I made at the time. I really had to cut corners for these ones. I think this is the only part here that is animated, like excluding the mouth and the eyes that are animated. What I mean about animated is like redrawn animation. The hand is probably the only thing that I animated. I mean, I still image manipulated it, but it's 2 drawings. That's what I mean. Like yeah. Anyways, it's fine. I mean, people liked it. People rewatched it a lot, especially on Instagram. But yeah. And then the second one, people liked it a lot too. It's too adorable. The clip alone is that strong, and having it animated, yeah, it just enhances it a lot. She's still wearing the apron from the other animation. So it's like you see this first animation. So it's like, and then the day 8 comes out. So you can already kind of surmise that she's been babysitting them ever since, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, you can have your head canon on that. I wanted it to be like a reoccurring theme. This is really quick. I made this all in one day. The style is heavily inspired by Caroline, the director. I used this style before on like the sneezing animation. It's a fun style of animation. Here, I just copied the art style this time with my brushes. So I still do everything in one layer here. As you can see, like the colors and the line art is just one layer, except for the hands because they move a lot. So I added in a different layer. But yeah, so when I color this, I imagine this is the line art. I have the fill brush here, and then I just apply it behind, as like so. So I have the line art and just like this and like this. Yeah. So that's how I color it. I go frame by frame. I choose a specific this like a color, so I do this, and then I just color everything that's supposed to be that color, and then go back again, and then, you know, it's a time lapse of like that. Yeah, it's just that. So I decided to just do an insert of the whole sequence of them just doing 6/7s, just so that, you know, that's the joke, 6/7, whatever. I'm also like, I wasn't having the fun with this, not like as a joke, but I had to make it fun for like the animation itself. So going through like YouTube Shorts or maybe, yeah, earlier in January, and I stumbled upon this channel called Komoko, and they do like VR chat dances with their full body tracking, and I decided to rotoscope, take one of their skits or like their videos as a reference. Yeah, it's rotoscope, and I did all this in one day. We will open some of the assets here. I don't have the project file anymore because I don't think I saved it, but it's like this. These are the image. You can see these are long images, so then I just import them in After Effects. So we'll open After Effects now so that you guys can see the background. We'll talk about the background first before we get to the animation. But the animations are just 6 drawings and then flipped so that they look like they're looped flip. So yeah, that's how I got away with working on this for just one day. But it's still a lot of drawings to do, as you can see. And now I have to point it out because yeah, I fixed the TV Paint file, but as you can see, I forgot to fill this. So yeah, so as you can see here, this is how it looks, and the BG is just this. So yeah, there are some mistakes here. As you can see, this is poking out the wall. The sizes of the wheelchairs are so big, but yeah, it's like 3D like this because of the image that I have, as you can see here. I hope it's recording just fine and not like lagging, but yeah, what am I gonna do if my computer is just that old? But yeah, so you know, in After Effects you can make something 3D just by clicking this button here. So yeah, so the mistake here, and it's obviously clear, is that the Mokoko is always on the right side. That was my mistake. I am dyslexic, but I'm not making that as an excuse here of not being able to tell left and right. It's just really, I made this all in one day. I wasn't thinking about whether it makes sense that they flip or whatever. For me, it's just like, oh, front and back, and that's it. We're done with this. Let's ship it out, and that's it. So I did try to fix some stuff. Mokoko's tummy was not filled at some point, and I had to re-export it and re-upload it. But I wasn't looking at anything else after that, which is the ears was not filled and that. But now it's filled in this, and I will export it as an asset, and people can reuse it or something. I will mention that I don't know why or I don't know how, but 2 animators had the same idea. I'll show some screenshot here, and I'll also link Blue Skydo's video, but I saw it after my thing uploaded. Yeah, I don't know how we had the same idea. It's just funny that they also have the same idea as I did, but you know, they're doing it in Gmod and 3D. I want to point out again that I did everything in one layer, coloring and stuff. But here I decided to redraw the stuff and then have the tail on a different layer. Luckily, I thought of that. And then here, I guess I was too lazy to animate the ears properly, so they don't bounce as much as the back ones. So yeah, that was my mistake. I'll take that L. So yeah. Next is this. I made this for odd reason. I don't know why. So January 31 hits and I exported a video like explaining what I'm gonna do for the rest of February. I have 12 animation ahead of time. So that's cool. I'm like almost 2 weeks ahead. So yeah. Next in the chopping board is animation 14. So there's two versions of this. I decided to do it the simpler way, which is closer to the style of how I drew IryS or off script style. But the original style is this, and I did like, I guess I did what's this? I did around 12 drawings because there's some of them are repeating. As you can see here, this ones are repeating. I just like transformed it. After 12 drawings, I was like, this is taking so long, and I already spent like this much time, and I'm still in this phase here, and there's so much more left. Stop and just start over again with a different style, a much simpler style. So just to make sure, I'm going to show you. So these are one of the things that you'll see that happens. I think it happens 2 or 3 times throughout the, what do you call this, the challenge. It's dangerous because it's on the day. This took 4 days to make. So yeah, I'm like in the day 1, and I'm like, I'm already spending half a day and I'm still here. I should be done with this right now. Like, I should be coloring stage by now. So yeah, I'm not happy with it. I mean, it looks good like drawing individually, but the motion and everything, it will take so much time to make and make it proper. So yeah, I just brush it off and just reanimate it. So yeah, this is the style I decided with. So I apply the same technique for here, as you can see. I have the horns. I then use that as a anchor so that I know where their head is facing. Also with the help of rough versions, by the way. So we will show the rough versions here. So this is the rough I have. This helps a lot to simplify it. So I think this was half a day was spent on just doing the rough animation, and then full day was spent on doing the cleanup, or like close to cleanup, I guess. And then another half a day was spent on coloring. And then the rest was like editing, like adding the subtitles, because last time I did an animation where I didn't have a subtitle, people didn't like it, so I added subtitles this time. Next is another very productive session. It's whenever I am sleeping over, staying over at my friend's place. Usually there's an event, like a game night, art night, or movie night on Tuesdays for me. We work on a zine. My friends and I are probably gonna sell it in Montreal soon. This zine. Watch out for them if you are around the area. If you want to see some of our art, it's there. I worked on it. It was productive day. I worked on several projects at the time. So I worked on the day 16, day 13, and then day 21 again. Tried to finish day 21 at that point, and I was like already ready to like, okay, it's done. Day 21 is done. There was no animation that was finished at that time. February 3, and I sleep over. February 4 was the day that I have to go to the dentist again. So I went to the dentist. They were like, you're fine, you're cool, it's okay, it's nothing serious. I'm like, cool. On my way home, I was on the bus stop, and my phone has this, the screen protector is like this, right? And it's broken, like here, it's like cracked there. So I have it on my pocket. So imagine the pocket is invisible here, so x-ray, and then it's like this, so it's cracked there. And then I slid in my hand to get it because I wanted to change the music or something while in the bus stop. It's winter outside, by the way, so I'm like, okay. And when I have my thumb in, I stabbed myself on the cracks. Like a piece of shard went into my thumb, my right hand thumb. I'm right-handed, by the way. I draw with my right hand. So I was fucked, I guess. It wasn't that bad, and it's also on the side of my nail, so it wasn't hurting me if I draw or anything, but I have to put like band-aid on it. But the funny story is that I was on the bus stop, my thumb was bleeding, so I started sucking on it because, I don't know, I just didn't want to mess everything and like be on my phone and my bloody thumb, so I'm like, just have it in my mouth. And then for I don't know, for some odd reason, I take this bus every time there, and no one walks up to me. They just check the bus schedule, but I guess I know that the bus schedule is empty because I guess they're updating it or something. The guy just had to walk up to me and talk to me and ask like, "Oh, when is the next bus stop?" I turn around, my thumb is like, in my mouth, and I'm like, yeah, sorry. It's just so funny. But yeah, anyways. After that, we have February 5, which is day 13, the version for Cecilia, the Elite. I'm not good anymore. So you can see here, this is a version. You can see how I use a grid to like guide for my 3D. So there you go. I mean, I think this is the only thing that I can talk about this, because it's the same principle, it's the same joke. You can also use this technique for rotations. I just thought that it would be funny. Also, like, I don't know if people caught up, but yeah, these are coffee beans. Maybe coloring the background would have helped sell the joke better. And we know she doesn't like coffee, and if you're an Otomo and you like coffee, then this is gonna happen to you. So yeah. Next is day 15. Day 15 is a bit magical. I mean, for me, I guess. I liked it a lot because I get to animate Gura, yay! And also, it just really gives me the nostalgic vibe when I watch the clip again, because I really wanted to animate it originally. So yeah, they are separated, and I exported them separately, and then I imported them in After Effects. I'm not gonna open the After Effects because it's easy to understand that they're just put together. But what I want to mention is that the loop is done in a special way. I didn't reuse any of, I didn't use the same drawings, because they're all different drawings from one another. Traced over, I guess, would be the same best way to describe it. But you can tell that they're not the same drawings because the arms are different, and the legs are different, and the proportions are also different. But what I would like to share to you guys is how I made it. So maybe I have a... No, I don't have it. I'm pretty sure I recorded it, so you can see the process in the time lapse somewhere in the screen. But as you can see here, if I turn off the arms, you can see that I animated this. So there's like two drawings up and down, and then I just add in betweens on it, and yeah, and then I flip that, and then I added the arms where they're like I draw like a circle in the middle of the arms, and then use that as a reference. Yeah. Fun fact: the eyes are Among Us, but yeah, it's not obvious, but it is Among Us. Among Us, because she's an alien. Get it? Anyways, she's a crewmate. But yeah. Day 20 is simple enough. Initially, day 20 was supposed to be day 16, but I had to change it because I found when I was talking over to my friend at some point, they encouraged me to animate the zesty cow. That was in February 10 when I got encouraged to do that. This is what I mean about having friends and brainstorming, because I really like the zesty cow. So it's the zesty cow idea. So yeah, so I had to shift this animation over. I do have it in After Effects, but yeah, I had to build it in After Effects after that. So these are just the assets that I animated. Originally, Shiori was supposed to like look like this. Yeah, she originally was like crying like this, but I had to change it to like this after the zesty cow, because yeah, it's just she's happy. I mean, and then eventually she does this thing now where she openly says gay, because I finished this earlier. I haven't seen those clip yet where she says gay a lot. So that could have been just the word there in the thing. So I decided it to be like open for interpretation. But the video is said Shiori chimes in. So if you know the reference, then you know the reference. This one here, the first shot, because I didn't have any idea how to incorporate this, because I know that it's like the Chinese New Year. I know that Bay speaks Cantonese and stuff like that. The Lunar New Year celebrated. So I was just wondering, like, how am I supposed to do this? There's no other way. So I just thought to myself, well, yeah, I did this style for Pecora, so why not do it for Bay? So I did that. I had to design, come up with a design for her dress. So yeah, I just animated that. So the next shot, I wasn't sure what to do. So I just like, okay, I'll just do a cutout, and then surely that's too cheap if I keep doing it. So I animated this, and this took so long. This took like the rest of the day. So this one was probably around 4 hours first, and then this one is just, I don't know, this one is just less than 2 hours or 1 hour. It wasn't that bad, this one. But this one, oh my god, this was like the whole day. Because there's like coloring, shadows, all these details and consistent art style. So yeah, I use the same technique where you have the After Effects, no, the onion skin. I don't know if we'll be able to see it here, where you will use the nose, and then you keep the distance between the eyes there. Because sometimes when animate, for some reason, this becomes closer. So yeah, that's just me. That's just my mistake. So I use this technique a lot for myself to check. So yeah, 18 is we know the clip. I know that the audio clip is from Armored Core. I used it for this one because it's funny. It's funny that way, right? It's just funny to me. Some people knew it, some people didn't knew it at the time. This got uploaded in ifunny.co. I was just surprised that my friend for a very long time, we haven't talked. They had some nice comment. People were like recommending everyone to subscribe to me because I upload daily. So yeah, that was nice of them. But yeah, it was just funny to see that. Anyways, talking so much about the animation rather than the animation itself. So what you see here is the same technique applied where I use the nose. This time it's much simpler because of the style that I decided. I did had a different art style at the beginning. I think I have some drawings here maybe. I do have some drawings this time. So lucky. So yeah, let me see that. There you go. This is the original idea of the drawing that I had. And then I changed it. She looks cute, by the way, but yeah, I decided not to use that. The rest of the animation is just 3 shots. I mean, it's not that good. I wouldn't say it's good. What makes it good is the joke, I guess, but animation wise or like production wise, it's nothing to talk that much about it. But yeah, except for this one, I mean, yeah, this is good. The gun was hard to animate because it's like a solid object and you had to keep it consistent. It was nice to learn from. The next one is day 16. So this one is interesting because I know for a fact that this clip was iconic. Everyone was animating it at the time. It's like a 3-year-old clip. And I can't find it anymore, but I saw while scrolling on Twitter the video. But I know I do have some screenshot in the TikTok because I did find the TikTok for it. Fun fact, the audio here is edited a little bit. I had to switch some of the NOEH. I'm here to point out some of the mistakes here. Here it is, like the bangs, the color, I didn't fill that hole there. So when I filled it with the bucket tool, yeah. And then I flipped this. People didn't notice, but I flipped this in the export. So Mokoko's bangs, this thing, and then the hair clip is on the other place. So yeah, I flipped it on Premiere Pro because it didn't make sense. I animated it this way originally, where she's going there and then she's going to the right now. And it's like, it doesn't make sense. So I flipped it. And also this was also flipped. And there is one mistake here. Like here it is. Like that got clipped. Those are the only few mistakes. As for the animation is simple. The art style here is inspired by EFD or EDF. I can't remember. I'm so dyslexic. But the style here is this face is inspired by this guy. This one is a run cycle. It's easy. It's just reused run cycle here and just made her smaller. And these are just the same drawings. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, I still lip synced her, like as you can see, like the mouth changes to O here when she's like moving, as you can see there. So yeah, I mean, low effort, high idea. Does that make sense? I don't know. After I finished it, I went to game board night, showed it to my friends, and they were laughing. They liked it. And then that's when my friend told me, like, oh yeah, you should do the zesty cow. So yeah. And then in February 11, I went networking, job hunting, I guess. And yeah, that's where I met my employer. And then I finished the Zesty Cow day 19 on February 14th. That took me around 3 days. So this is where I'm gonna be opening the Moho is a vector-based animation program. People thought that I animate with Moho. No, I don't animate with Moho a lot. So these are just vector images. Oh my god. I don't know how to yeah, there you go. These are just vector, as you can see. And like you can move it around and stuff. So that's just how this animation went, as you can see here. But I did add like I rigged it a little bit so that if I'm using this bone here, this here at the top, so it's a smart bone. It's a good program. I think it costs less than 1,000. I think I use it sometimes for simple animation. I did try to have the fill colors here, but I decided not to do it here anymore because it's too finicky to rig it after. So I just like went ahead and did it here instead, and it's on ones, so it's really smooth. One thing I wish I did properly was this, but I was too lazy to do that properly. So you can see it's like wiggling a lot. And now that I mention that, maybe you'll notice that I'm planning to release this on a green screen so people can use this on their clips or something. But so originally on day 2, I wanted to really animate Nerissa like this, and finally I got a chance to do that. I really love how Shiori turned out here. It's so good. When I finished it, I just keep replaying it and just rewatching it. Like when the legs raise, the arms moving, twirling, it's just so majestic to me, and I'm so glad that they saw it and they liked it. I don't know if there's anything I can talk about this. I mean, like I have a rough drawing version of it, yeah, and my rough is just this for that. Like I didn't, I added some breakdown, like where she extends her arm. The rough for this one is just head moving, like I animated it and transformed it a lot. This has been in my head for so long, and I just had to make a specific scenario. So this is where the Filmo, that website I was mentioning a while ago. Filmo, again, you type in certain phrases and the channel, and then they will find the timestamp for the closed caption for that words or sentence mentioned. So I just looked up what the frig and also like get in there. So that was really useful. So I finished this on 1 a.m. of February 14th. And then when I woke up, I worked on day 21 again. So day 21, I could finally open it up. And I will open the After Effects after. So here is like, I have an original version of it. The initial idea was supposed to be Kiara. But I changed it to Cici, obviously. So you can see it was supposed to be Kiara. Kiara has a long hair, but I don't know why I didn't draw the rest of her hair. But yeah, it was supposed to be Kiara. It was supposed to be in the bathroom when Kiara says, Gigi, you're so angry and horny. And then Gigi says, I'm not angry, but didn't deny that she's horny. Like, it's really straightforward. I didn't rotoscope this one. As you can see, there's no video at the bottom, but that doesn't prove anything. So here's like the video of it, like a part of it. I don't think I have the rough anymore because I deleted them. Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, here's like a iteration version of it. Yeah, it's just so good of a video. I had this idea for so long last year when I saw it, the trend. But yeah, and then they had the Cici and Gigi had the stream on February 12th, I think. Well, it was February 12 or 13 for me, I can't remember, but the stream was so good that I had to go back and change this. So that's what happened. I draw the background and went ahead and open up After Effects. Initially, I didn't want to do the background at all. I had to re-export it twice because originally I didn't had the idea of putting the Patreon and the channel membership on the video, but then later on I realized like, I could do something with this. And for the last time, people didn't notice it, and I'm glad that you guys didn't notice it, but I hope you guys will forgive me for this because I technically added here because I saw it as a potential joke, and I apologize in advance. Yeah. Sounds so professional when I'm saying it. So as you can see, This is the kanji for Roku because we have 6 patrons, and then Nana because we have 7 members, channel members. So Roku, Nana. Anyways, it's not funny. It's not funny. But yeah, it's in the background, so you couldn't read that, right? You have Nana there. You can see that. Let's see if you can see the Roku. Oh shit, you can see a part of it, I guess. But only the people who like actually read it and knows Japanese would be able to tell, right? But anyways, so this was a grueling, hard work. This was the hardest part of this project, I guess, is that I have to track the background that I have here so that she doesn't like go jump around and stuff. So I have to animate the map, not the map. I have to animate both her, the video, the animation that I have, because originally it looks like this. It already has like a camera movement in the animation. You can see like this part where it's moving, she's jumping and stuff like that, and this part here, like at the end. This took a whole day to do also. It's like, you know, that's a camera movement there, the animated camera movement on the 2D animation. And I have to mimic that on the digital camera here. And I don't have a way to track it because there's no information in a 3D environment. So I have to do it by eye. I don't know if that explains the difficulty of this. And it took the whole day to do. So I hope that people appreciate it. But let me just show the background build again. Yeah. So this is the background. So behind CC is just empty. But because CC is big enough, she covers this thing. But the other side, oh my god, so hard to navigate. The other side is like this. I had to add the wall in the far, and then add like lower opacity of white so that it adds like this illusion of fog. So yeah, and then yeah, you have the the infamous begging image there, and then we have the layer for the animation on top, and then you can see so many keyframes here at the bottom, just me tracking the hell out of the fucking tiles that I have here at the bottom. So yeah, it's a grueling work. It was something to experience. Definitely, this one was fun to figure out, like the perspective here. It goes lower. People were like saying like, oh, the camera doesn't move enough. Bro, try to animate the camera here and then do that shit. Like, yeah, I get it, you're complaining, but just imagine how much work is actually put into it, and whether does it benefit that we don't see a portion of the animation, or I actually want to show that the movement, because I feel like I love the movement more than the camera or something, right? But anyways, that's the point. Yeah, out of all of them, this one and the 19th is my favorite. And I made them both in Valentine's Day. I guess that's why, because I was just, yeah, did nothing else in Valentine's Day. But anyways, the next one we finish is the Day 22, which is Okayu's birthday. This one is a lot of reused drawings. I really learned a lot from the IryS animation. I did, if people couldn't tell, I did want to do this one on IryS, like when she was like looking closer. I wanted to do like something like this. I used Offscript's animation as a reference for this one. I had to figure out how the distortion works. So let me just show you how I did that. I used a circle. So this circle here, the blue circle I have it turned off, but this circle is an indicator of where is the cutoff. When things go here, it's too distorted that it will never go beyond it. And if they do, just a little bit maybe, I had to use that as the edge of the distortion. And then I went ahead and add a grid for myself, just to help like how much distortion is there, because the center, yeah, it will be like that. But maybe I could have distorted it more a bit or something. It's like that, as you can see. And then the first frame, it goes by really quick, but yeah, the first frame is like this, and then we have that. So I also did the flip here, but this time I want to teach a new innovative way that I had myself figured out for this. So I would have this frame here, and I have the onion skin for it, and I would have that. And this is my reference. So now I can use this and move it without disrupting the onion skin of my animation while animating here, because this will stay regardless of what I do here. So like if I have a onion skin here, yes, I can move this, but this is always the exact size, because if I'm using the older drawings, I might have redrawn it smaller by a few pixels, and then eventually it will really become small. But this time I'll always use this one, which is always the exact same size. I know that the head, the top of the head is not showing because obviously she's looking up a little bit, but you get the principle, right? Like I'm using this, it's the same length here, you know, so it's very useful because I now use the other layer for that. And the same principle, but this time I made the design flippable, and this is where I started breaking and just really innovating, because I didn't rotoscope at all. I just used a different dance, which is Zonada Funk, and I just saw like it goes well with the timing, so I used that and just changed the arm, the hand gesture, and just yeah. So here you see that Okayu eventually doesn't have arm like this, and the head are separated. So I dissected the animations separately so that I can reuse these drawings, so I don't have to redraw them, and then put the hands on top. So yeah, and then reuse some of the drawings on top, and then okay, you also can have like different expressions on their face, blink, maybe wink. I don't know if I had a wink. I could have added a wink here, but yeah. So that was really smart of me to do. Surprise, surprise! I was making a Joe Party quiz for my friends for the Chinese New Year. So yeah, February 17, I started working on the epilogue. So I drew around 70 drawings on that day. I worked 11 hours straight. For now, I'm just talking about the process and when I started working on it. So, and then on the 19th, I watched Iron Lung. I give it this much, even though I'm not a big fan of Markiplier. I enjoyed the movie that much. There's so much in it. This is not about reviews. Anyways, next is the 23rd. So this idea I had was a branch off from my original idea, which was Crony singing the Monday Left Me Broken. I originally wanted to do this. I had Crony's ZOI. It's really cursed. In Revive, deepfake of like her singing, but it didn't look good, so I rotoscoped it, and then eventually I'm like, it's not funny. It's never gonna funny. The implication of having a deepfake of like the VTubers fake face is not funny at all. I was looking at it. I shared it to my friend, and they're like, it's not funny. So I'm like, okay. I'm laughing because I thought it would be funny. That's why I'm laughing when I'm sharing the story, but it's not funny at all. So I still wanted to do it, but while thinking about Monday, and it's, gonna be going out on Monday, I thought to myself, what do I do? Is there a clip of her talking about Monday? So then I look up on Filmo, and then lo and behold, in August last year, she's talking about how Monday shouldn't be a thing, or. So then I look up all the other graduates or announcement of graduation. It all happened on Monday, or mostly close to Monday. So yeah, the concept is just that all of this event happened on either Monday or Tuesday, and then Gura's graduation announcement happened on Tuesday. I guess what really stumped me was the Monday animation. That really put a halt on my motivation because of how I was so invested on how I think this will look so funny, and then turns out it's not funny. It just felt kind of sad that put so much effort in it and it's not gonna come out. So yeah, and I had to quickly find a branch, and it was fine. It was okay. It was still like interesting, like of a lore accurate crony would like shift the wicks and all that stuff. So yeah, people were discussing that, which is nice. I think that was the intention. This was straightforward, I think. Rough version of this here for Laplace. And then again, I used the shift and trace to keep the horns accurate as much as I can. Here, it's just a loop animation again. Yeah, I have 9 drawings, and then I flip it, and it's loop. So yeah, that includes the tail, and they're all in different layers. The horns are in the different layers. The rest of her is in one layer. So the horn, the hair here also, I had to change that in a different layer because I can't flip that. I wish I animated it on the longer hair, but then it would cover all this fun bits. So yeah, I really like Laplace's dance in 3D, so that's what inspired me to do this originally. And I also wanted to have Towa music. I put Towa on Towa. That's part of the joke, but I wanted to really animate Laplace dancing. I added this, and then I have her clapping on beat. This one was fun to figure out, like the poses here. You'll be able to see like the rough version of it. It's just like this. So yeah, and then you have her arm raised. I think I changed this in a different layer. Yeah, it's a separate layer. And this is a different animation. So that's four drawings. I'm still using 24 FPS here, and later on I will use a different technique for it. And then here is her clapping again. It looks like this because I exported it and I had Towa, different export of her. After this, on February 21, I went to a short party gathering. So this one is rotoscoped. So the rotoscope part it looks like this when I rotoscoped it. And then you'll notice that it's 30 FPS now. And each frames are on 3s. So technically you're watching 10 frames per second. I was hanging out in Gel, he's another animator on Twitch, and he suggested that if you do rotoscope, try to do it on 30 FPS because the video are going to be in 30 FPS. And if you are rotoscoping 30 FPS frame by frame, one on ones, that's hell. Just do it on 3s. That way you're only doing it like less the workload. You're not trying to figure out changing the 30 FPS to 24 FPS because every animator is working on 24 FPS. So that was hard. Like I did that for the previous ones that were dances. The video is in 30 FPS and I'm animating on 24 FPS. So I could only draw the swaying hips motion with 2 drawings. And if I animate it with more drawings, it looks janky. So here, I applied Gel's suggestion, and it worked out very well. It cut the workload a lot. The video is Cat's Eye. Next is the same day I finished 26, day 26. This took less than 3 hours because everything is already available. And I just changed the formula. Initially, I was hoping that someone else would do it for me because, I was doing it. But I guess everyone was so nice enough to we know that you're going to do it. You're probably going to do it better than we could. And funny enough, when I finished this, Nerissa binge watched all of my posts. So I was like, oh, cool. And then I had this animation ready. So I just showed this part of the animation. So it looks like Nerissa is like, hey, I'm in your notification. And people were like, did you just made that just now within 30 minutes or was it ready already at the time? And I'm like, no, it's one of the animations coming out soon. Day 28 animation on the 24th. Again, this is rotoscope. So the rotoscope looks like this. The rotoscope is just for the position because obviously the proportions and the drawing is they don't have a headgear that shows where the rat's ear are or they don't have a tail either. So yeah, it's the rotoscope is just there for me to understand where the positions are. But yeah, I had to do this quickly because I'm running out of time. I was really cutting it close. And then I did the same principle where Now it's 30 FPS, so that was fun because I thought I would have to draw more, but when I do, it looks kind of off because then it looks smoother compared to the rest, and I can't really lock in with the timing on 30 FPS, so I stayed on 30 FPS on threes, and it worked out fine. Yeah, the rest of the animation is just simple. Separated layer for the head, and the body, so works well. I like the hair a lot without the outline. It gives it a little bit of personalized effect, I guess. And then I forgot the tail here. Somebody pointed out, so it's funny. Yeah. So after this, I had a game night because it's Tuesday. 24th, this is Tuesday, and I sleep over, take a break a little bit, and then on the 26th, I finished 27. 6-7. I wanna kill. I made a mistake here, and I realized it after, because when I look up ASCII's design, it's supposed to be like this. Like behind her is like this. Yeah, it's supposed to be like this. Her hair is supposed to be like this, but I guess it's fine. I mean, it still looks like that if you think it that way, but I think that's the mistake. Callie was supposed to look like All Might. I don't know if I have my version here. I don't think so. She originally looked like All Might, but I changed it because there's just so much details. I had to change it. This was fun to animate and also figure out. This was heavily inspired by that one comic that I saw back then. And then obviously people figured out the reference here. It's Vegeta. Technically, this was the last animation I made for the challenge. And then the rest of the days were spent on working on the epilogue, which is the 27th and the 28th. 26th, still the same day. After that, I watched Look Back the third time with my mother, and the third time I still cried. It's really good movie. Yeah, and then the epilogue, something much to talk about it. I mean, it's really straightforward animation, but I will still open it just to show what the initial idea was behind it. I mean, this is animated on threes, and it's really straightforward. It's straight ahead. I had this. Yeah, I used the same like shift and trace technique, so that was nice. So the initial idea I had here was this animation. They're supposed to get blown away in like slow motion, I guess, but then I realized that some of the details would be covered, and I didn't want that, so I decided to just do it on the default T-pose. So yeah, and then I realized after I finished this and uploaded it, people were talking about how, oh, the different style actually kind of made us look forward to the next video of like, oh, what is the style gonna be like? People might miss that. Maybe we'll change again. I don't know. I'm not sure. But me saying that I'm settling on this one is because like this is how I found out my style, because the default now is like me going here. This is like the comfortable style I have. I can still play around with the style. And then I realized after that, and I hope no one does this, but I definitely just kind of handed over in a silver platter so much data for someone to feed it on an AI to learn from. And that just hurts my brain that somebody could just do that. Hopefully no one will, but I can't really fight it at all because I don't own this IP. I wonder if somebody will do that, and if somebody is doing that and are making stuff with it now, hey, it's not me. Yeah, it's a sad thought. It's a daily struggle for me. This whole challenge was technically kind of like out of spite against AI in a sense, because like yes, your AI can freaking do it in a single blink of an eye prompt, but I can animate shit in less than a day. It's my own idea. You didn't have to struggle about like how, oh, AI can't really do what I wanted because this is what I had in my head. This is what I imagined. I guess I'll just have to deal with this because AI decided this. This is the thing that I imagined, but this is the thing I imagined, and this is how it turned out. It turned out the way I wanted it to be, even though it's not as polished, but it's the idea, the core, the soul of an artist was put into it, you know. But yeah, I hope you have the answer of like the prompt that I had in the beginning of like whether sharing your own experience through your art or sharing because you're living through vicariously consuming all this content. Is it okay to like make content out of that? I think it's okay. Definitely, the question is either morally, is it okay to earn money through that or not? I think if I'm earning money just enough to survive, I think it's fine. But if I'm earning so much money that it's unreasonable amount, then that becomes questionable because then that's where the imposter syndrome kicks in. And I don't think I have that yet. I'm just struggling to survive. So yeah, hopefully this is enough for you guys. Like I'm opening up. I'm being vulnerable about this stuff. I will continue doing some animations for YouTube, but it's not gonna be like long videos. Yeah, because of my full-time work getting in the way. So yay! See you again next time. Yippee!